I know we have talked about a lot of credit card strategies, credit card stacking, and all the credit card hacks on my channel. But do you really want to know what are my top recommended credit cards in year 2022 as of the current period? So in this video, I'll share my top 5 credit cards recommended for beginners, intermediate, or even advanced users, because you can really see what are the pros and cons of each credit card and how each credit card can complement each other to suit your spending strategy. First up will be my number 1 top pick, which is Citi Rewards Mastercard. I've talked about this card extensively, and the reason is because it can do a lot of credit card stacking. But before that, let me just share what are the benefits of Citi Rewards credit card, right? Because you could get 4 miles per dollar or 10x reward points per dollar spent on Citi Rewards Mastercard. And how it works is that you will earn 10x reward points per dollar spent on online transactions as well as those fashion retail stores. But I won't focus on fashion retail stores because that is quite vague, right? As you do not know the merchant category codes. But I will focus more on the online transaction code. The reason is because you can use this Citi Rewards Mastercard and pair it up with the Instarem Amaze card. And the purpose of Amaze is that it can convert any kind of transaction into online transaction, and therefore online transaction being eligible for Citi Rewards Mastercard will earn 10x reward points. So this will apply even if you go into the restaurant and you pay with your Instarem Amaze card linked with your Citi Rewards Mastercard. Even though it is not like an online transaction, right? You are paying to a physical merchant, you will still earn that 10x reward points or 4 miles per dollar. And in this way, you can just simplify your spending. You don't need to look for different credit cards for online and offline physical contactless spending. You can all do it with the Instarem Amaze card. The other good point of this is that Instarem Amaze helps you to avoid your currency conversion fee or FX fees for overseas currency spending. So meaning like if you want to travel overseas or you have like foreign currency denominated transactions, you could use your Instarem Amaze, pair up with the Citi Rewards Mastercard so that you can earn 4 miles per dollar and at the same time save on the foreign currency fees. Now, isn't that a double blessing? First off, you don't have the fees. Second, you can continue to earn 4 miles per dollar. Of course, with so many good things, there must be some bad things, right? And the main con is that it only has $1,000 of spending limit that is eligible for 10x points. So above $1,000, your Citi Rewards Mastercard will not earn any more bonus points. And also the other con is that travel spending is not eligible for Citi Rewards Mastercard, because I know a lot of you actually want to travel after the pandemic lockdown, and you'll be sad to hear that a lot of your travel spending is not eligible, like your flight tickets, your hotel, okay, your travel agencies where you want to book tours, all are not eligible. So you had to look into other credit cards for that. Which brings me to my second credit card that you should use, that is the DBS Women's World Mastercard. Because similarly, you can earn 10x reward points or 4 miles per dollar spent on your Women's World Mastercard. And do not be mistaken, all men can apply even if you are not a female on your NRIC, but you can just apply. Now the good thing about DBS Women's World Mastercard is that, do you remember your Citi Rewards cannot be eligible for travel spending? This is where your DBS Women's World Mastercard come in, because travel spending is eligible. You want to book your flight tickets, you want to book your hotel tickets, you want to book your travel agency tours, you can do it all on the DBS Women's World Mastercard. And another good thing is that it has $2,000 of spending limit, that is double of Citi Rewards Mastercard, right? So that means you have a higher cap limit, so you can apply for yourself, on your wife or your spouse or your partner, your siblings, so you have a much higher limit, especially for holiday spending. But the main downside of DBS Women's World Mastercard is that it has a relatively short expiry of the reward points. Your points will expire within the next 12 to 14 months, so it's a really short expiry. You cannot expect like a 5-year or 3-year expiry on your points, so you have to be really careful and track the expiry date of the points and redeem it before they expire, otherwise all your efforts will go into waste. But some of you may complain, so the short expiry, how to counter? And that brings me to my third credit card, which is a HSBC Revolution Visa. So similarly, you also earn 4 miles per dollar or 10x reward points per dollar spent on your Revolution Visa card. But take note that the main upside is the Revolution Visa offers you 37 months of long expiry on your reward points. So you have like 3 years for you to think about where you want to convert your points to. Whether you want to convert to a Krisflyer or you want to convert to Asia Miles, you have 3 years to decide and 3 years to expire. So it has a really long-term expiry, right? I'm sure you all can decide within 3 years and accumulate within 3 years. But if 3 years is not enough for you, then you must be glad to hear that once you have transferred your points from your bank to the Krisflyer, you actually get an additional 3 years of expiry date. So in total, let's say you actually transfer from HSBC Revolution Visa, that's 3 years, right? Then you transfer to Krisflyer, that's another 3 years. So you have 6 years for you to accumulate and use up your Krisflyer miles, be it you want to do it for business class ticket, you want to fly first class or even suites. I think 6 years is enough lah. If 6 years you still cannot accumulate enough, then I think miles game is not for you. While the big downside of HSBC Revolution Visa is that it works on a whitelist. So that means any category out of the whitelist will not be eligible for 10x reward points. So it's not so straightforward, but you can look at the list, it's pretty extensive. I've covered it before, so it mainly includes like your travel spending, which is good news for Citi Rewards credit card holders because you can also spend your travel spending and eligible for HSBC Revolution Visa. Other spending like car rental, lodging, cruise line, travel agencies, department stores, retail stores, supermarket, dining, food delivery, transportation, and membership clubs. So there's a rather extensive whitelist, right? I'm sure you all can figure out your spending on how you all want to allocate the spending into various different credit cards. Also, the HSBC Revolution Visa, only the first 1000 is eligible for points. So you see this pattern, right? They kind of want to cap your bonus points and you have to be mindful and tracking your spending. I know you folks are tired of seeing Weibo ads because you are smart people. You have gotten your free Apple shares and free Microsoft shares since the last few months. But you know, there are still some people who are clueless and haven't got their free stocks from Weibo yet. So this month, Weibo is actually offering you $100 worth of Google shares once you have deposited $1,965 and make 6 buy trades. The other condition is that each buy trade has to be at least 100 USD, and the condition is that you have to hold your $1,965 for at least 30 days until the stock voucher is credited. But you may ask, why such a funny number, $1,965? It is to signify Singapore's years of independence since 1965. Happy National Day, and as a channel with SG in its name, very proud to be a Singaporean, so I hope that this $100 worth of Google shares can make your day better. And that is so we can be stronger. Majula. But if you're a really careless person and don't like to track your spending, then you can look at the next credit card, which is the Standard Chartered Smart Visa card. This card will offer you 6% cashback with no minimum spend. I mean, 6% cashback sounds really good, right? There must be some caveat emptor, and let's take a look at it. So you don't specifically earn cashback because you will accumulate reward points through your spending, and that is 19.2 Standard Chartered reward points per dollar spent. And only on these few categories like fast food, coffee and toast, digital subscriptions, and transportation in public transport like your bus and MRT. So I mean, there's a really strict whitelist, right? Like you really need to eat at fast food restaurants and cafe and toast every day, then maybe this card is really suitable for you. 6% cashback, no minimum spend, no need to think too much. And if you have like digital subscriptions every month, I think you can just put the spend and this card. Don't worry about minimum spend, just get 6%. And you just have to tap your public transport every day in and out on the MRT or bus, and you get 6% on it. Very good via Simply Go. And that's of course the main downside, right? Because you cannot look at other things like online spending, like travel spending, all these not eligible, shopping also not eligible. So really very tight category. You have to work within your means. But if after all the credit cards that I have described and you think that all these things are too complicated, I'm too lazy, I don't want to make so much effort to track my spending and look at the expiry date and go and redeem what stupid rewards, then you can take a look at my next contender, which is the American Express True Cashback card / the UOB Absolute Amex card. Okay, I kind of squeezed these two cards into one because their benefits are kind of the same and their cons are about the same as well. And I talk about both of them extensively on my channel because these are the two credit cards that is eligible for GrabPay top-ups, which means that you can top it up to your GrabPay wallet and earn 1.5% from your American Express True Cashback or 1.7% on your UOB Absolute Amex card. So these two cards really you don't need to think about so much, just top it up to GrabPay wallet because it is still eligible for now, okay? And then you can use your GrabPay Mastercard out of your GrabPay wallet, and depending on which tier you are, assuming you are a Platinum tier user, which is the highest tier, you can get 1.2% Grab reward points per dollar spent. So if you add it up, assuming the American Express True Cashback card, which is 1.5%, then you add up 1.2% from Grab reward points, you'll be eligible to earn 2.7% cashback without thinking anything, okay? Simple credit card strategy. Of course, if you're comparing between American Express True Cashback versus UOB Absolute Amex, I think if you don't have an American Express True Cashback card, you should go for that first, because your first $5,000 will be eligible for 3% cashbacks, which is so much more than the UOB Absolute Amex, right? And also another thing is that American Express True Cashback most likely have a good sign up promo gift if you are new to Amex customer. So you can take a look at my sign up links down below to see what is the current sign up gift. And one more thing you should know that generally American Express have really good customer service, and that is important to some people, whereas UOB is more of like a general helpline or even an online chat that you have to go through several rounds of human interaction to get your stuff done. So I think that's important to some people. The other good thing about American Express True Cashback is that the cashback is credited on the same statement month that your spending is on, whereas for UOB Absolute Amex, you actually have to wait 2 more months after your statement date has concluded for the cashback to be credited. So that may be a concern to some people, but if you have consistent spending, every month you will do top-ups, then I don't think that is an issue. You just have to wait a longer period to see your cashback flowing in. So yes, here are my top 5 credit cards, although it's like top 6, I just squeezed the last 2 cards into one category because they are the same. But really, let me know, right? What are your top 5 credit cards that you are currently using, whether in your daily spending or in your travel spending? Okay, I love to hear other credit card strategies that I may not know of, so share with me below in the comment section. And if you do want to sign up for any of these credit cards, then refer to my pinned comment down below, because I will share with you what are some of the best offers right now if you sign up as a new to bank user, and you can get those Sing Saver gifts as well. But if you are looking to learn at more advanced credit card stacking techniques apart from basic credit card cashback or rewards category, then you can take a look at my previous video over here, because I will discuss all these things that some people may not know of. With that, thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.